Ethan's glass clinked, his voice booming. To Sentinel Shield, my vision for a secure future. And the gala's lights flickered, dimming my world. The rooftops sparkled, Titan Tech's 10th anniversary gala in full swing. Investors in tuxedos, city skyline pulsing below. I, Clara Vance, stood frozen, my champagne glass trembling, its stem cold against my palm. 18 months, 80-hour weeks, missed birthdays, my son's crayon drawings pinned to a dark apartment wall. All for Sentinel Shield, the AI I built to predict cyber threats. Now Ethan Cole, CEO, claimed it, his smirk sharp under the chandelier's glow. The demo screen's blue hum mocking me. Brilliant work, Ethan! An investor clapped. Julian Reed, his eyes gleaming with dollar signs. Sophie Grant, Ethan's assistant, hovered nearby, her hands shaking, clutching a contract. His name embossed, mine erased. The breeze sliced through my dress, sharp as the betrayal, each clink of glass a nail in my coffin. I'd trusted Ethan, his late-night progress reviews, his hand on my shoulder. You're our star, Clara. Lies. My laptop had pinged weeks ago, 2:03 a.m., his login on my secure server, a shadow in my code. I raised my glass, mirroring the crowd, my smile tight, my pulse hammering. To innovation, Ethan continued, his eyes skimming past me, a predator dismissing prey. Sophie's gaze darted away, her fingers twitching, the contract crumpling slightly. She knew. The screen behind Ethan glowed, Sentinel's interface pristine, my algorithms dancing for his glory. I'd poured my soul into those lines, debugged through fevers, sacrificed sleep, family, me. And he stood there, basking, untouched. My grip tightened, the glass's edge biting my skin, a drop of blood welling beneath my thumb. I didn't flinch, didn't scream, didn't let the rage spill. Not yet. The city hummed below, a distant siren wailing, the breeze carrying the scent of rain and steel. Julian leaned toward Ethan, whispering, "This'll change the game." Ethan nodded, his smirk widening, oblivious to the storm brewing in me. I'd seen his intrusion, logged it, saved it. That 2 a.m. timestamp wasn't just a mistake. It was his first move. I sipped the champagne, bitter on my tongue, my eyes locked on Ethan's. He didn't notice, didn't care, didn't see the shift. The crowd toasted, their laughter loud, my silence louder. Sophie glanced at me, her lips parting, then shutting, the contract still in her hands. Something cold settled in me. Not fear, not defeat, but clarity. I wasn't just a coder, not just a name to erase. I'd built Sentinel to see threats, to predict them, to strike first. The glass stayed in my hand, fragile, ready to break. Ethan raised his again, the crowd cheering, the screen glowing. He didn't know. Couldn't know. I'd seen his shadow in my code. I missed my son's 5th birthday debugging Sentinel, but Ethan's 2 a.m. login haunted me more. The apartment was dark, my laptop's blue screen flickering, casting shadows on a crayon drawing. My son's, a wobbly heart, pinned to the wall. 18 months of 80-hour weeks, coffee gone cold, my eyes burning. I'd built Sentinel Shield to predict cyber threats, to guard networks before they bled. My fingers flew, code weaving life into algorithms, each line a piece of me. My son's bedtime story swapped for error logs. "You're our star, Clara," Ethan had said, his hand grazing my shoulder, his eyes sliding past mine. I'd nodded, smiled, ignored the chill, his voice smooth as the gala's champagne, empty as the promises it carried. That night, my server pinged, 2:03 a.m., his login glowing red, unauthorized, a shadow creeping through my work. I froze, breath catching, the USB drive in my hand, its Sentinel engraving cold, sharp. He'd accessed my files, copied nothing, left no trace, except I'd coded traps to see him. I slipped the USB into my pocket, my heart thudding. The screens hum loud in the silence. Sophie's Slack pinged. Access restricted. Her words clipped, nervous, like she knew more than she typed. I typed back, understood. My fingers steady. My mind racing. Ethan wasn't just checking progress. He was planning, plotting, erasing me. I backed up my code, hit a safeguard on the USB, a trigger to flag his moves, to lock him out when the time came. The drawing fluttered, its edges curling, my son's heart fading under the screen's glow. I'd missed his party, his laughter, his candles, for this. Just one more bug, I'd told him, my voice cracking, his hug tight before bed. The coffee mug sat untouched, its steam gone, the apartment's stillness heavy, broken only by the keyboard's clatter. I didn't sleep, didn't stop, didn't let the fear win. Sentinel was mine, my shield, my fight, and Ethan's shadow wouldn't steal it. I leaned back, the chair creaking, the USB's weight grounding me. A promise I'd keep. Sophie's message lingered, her hesitation a clue, a crack in Ethan's plan. Who else had seen his late-night logins, his quiet theft? Julian Reed, the coder who'd asked too many questions, his texts sharp, curious. "Why's your code locked, Clara?" I didn't answer, didn't trust, didn't know, yet. The city hummed outside, a distant siren wailing, the air thick with coming rain. I closed the laptop, the screen's glow fading, my son's drawing still pinned, still mine. Ethan thought he'd won, thought he'd buried me in code and contracts. He didn't know I'd seen him, didn't know I'd built a trap, didn't know I was ready. I pocketed the USB, wondering who else knew Ethan was watching my every keystroke. Diane's gold pen carved my work into Ethan's contract, and my nails drew blood. The gala's side room was dim, chandelier light glinting off glass walls, Ethan Cole's smirk sharp, predatory. I stood, my demo laptop heavy, ready to show Sentinel Shield's breakthrough, my 18-month creation, my life's blood. But Ethan leaned back, his tie crisp, his voice colder than the breeze outside. "Clara, we need to talk contracts." Diane Mercer, legal counsel, slid a document across the table, its embossed seal heavy, a tombstone for my dreams. "Section 14.3, Diane droned, her pen clicking like a guillotine. "All IP developed here belongs to Titan Tech." My chest tightened, my palms stung, nails biting flesh. "I built Sentinel before I joined," I said, voice low, steady. "You know that." Ethan's laugh was sharp, a blade. "You used our servers, our time, our money," he said. "It's ours." Diane's eyes flicked to him, then me, her face blank. "A $300,000 bonus, Clara. Generous for your contribution." Contribution. 18 months, my son's missed birthdays, my sanity. They called it a contribution. I gripped the USB in my pocket, its Sentinel engraving biting my skin, my safeguard, my secret. "You're firing me," I said. Not a question. My eyes locked on Ethan's. He leaned forward, smug. "Transitioning you out. Effective now. Security's waiting." Sophie Grant stood by the door, her hands twisting, her gaze darting, hesitant, like she wanted to speak but couldn't. She'd sent that access-restricted Slack. Her words nervous, a clue, a crack. Did she know what Ethan planned? "You can take my badge," I snapped, my voice cutting. "But you can't take my code." Ethan's smirk faltered, just a flicker, but I saw it, savored it. Diane's pen stopped, her brows twitching, the room's air thick, the gala's music faint beyond the glass. My blood pounded, rage roaring. But I didn't scream, didn't break, didn't let them see the storm. I'd seen his 2 a.m. login, logged it, trapped it. The USB burned in my pocket, my shield, my strike. Ready for his demo to choke. Security loomed, their shadows dark, their radios crackling. I closed my laptop, its weight grounding me, my fingers brushing the USB. My promise. Good luck with the investors, I said, my tone flat, my eyes on Ethan. You'll need it. Sophie's lips parted, her breath hitching, her fingers clutching a gala program. Ethan's name bold, mine gone. The chandelier's light dimmed. Or maybe it was my vision, rage blurring the edges, defiance stealing my spine. I turned, my heels clicking, the contract untouched, its seal glaring. Ethan thought he'd won, thought he'd erased me, thought I'd crumble. He didn't know my code was alive, watching, waiting. I walked out, the USB burning in my jacket. Ethan's demo was about to meet my trap. Security watched me pack, but the server logs whispered Ethan's secrets. The Titan Tech office buzzed, fluorescent lights harsh, my cardboard box scraping the desk, its edges rough, heavy with defeat, or so they thought. I slipped files inside, my movements slow, deliberate, the USB drive in my pocket, its Sentinel engraving a cold, steady weight. Ethan's smirk from the gala side room lingered, his voice, transitioning you out, a blade still twisting. I didn't flinch, didn't falter, didn't let them see the fire. The guard's radio crackled, his eyes blank, but Sophie Grant hovered nearby, her fingers twitching, a gala program crumpled in her hand, Ethan's name bold, mine gone. Clara, she whispered, voice low, hesitant. I'm sorry. I met her gaze, my nod sharp. Save it. Her eyes darted away, guilt flickering, a hint, a thread. Did she know what Ethan had done? I turned, the box in my arms, the USB my shield, my son's drawing flashing in my mind, its crayon heart worth more than their $300,000. At home, the apartment was dark. My laptop's glow stark, server logs loading, red lines glaring. Ethan's intrusions, 2:03 a.m., 3:17 a.m., files copied, my name erased. My breath caught, my fingers hovering, the USB plugged in, its safeguard code alive, tracking his every move. He'd thought me blind, thought me broken, thought me gone. I wasn't. The logs spoke, each timestamp a confession, each access a step toward his fall. I leaned back, the chair creaking, the city's hum distant, rain tapping the window, soft, relentless. My phone buzzed, Julian Reed's text lighting up the dark. Your code's still in the system. Why's Ethan hiding it? My pulse jumped, my eyes narrowing, Julian's face clear, young, sharp, the coder who'd asked too many questions at meetings. What do you know? I typed, my fingers steady, my heart racing. His reply was instant. Check the metadata. It's got your signature. A crack, a spark, Ethan's plan fraying, someone else seeing his shadow. I saved the logs, the USB's light blinking, my safeguard ready, my resolve iron. The rain grew louder, the apartment's shadows deep, my son's drawing pinned to the wall, its edges curling. I'd missed his birthday for this code, his laughter for these logs, his trust for this fight. I didn't regret it, didn't waver, didn't doubt. Ethan had stolen my work, my name, my life. But I'd built Sentinel to see threats, to strike first, to win. Sophie's guilt, Julian's text, the logs, they were pieces, weapons, mine. I closed the laptop, the screen fading, the USB in my hand, its weight a promise. Ethan thought he'd buried me, thought his gala toast had sealed my end. He didn't know I'd seen him, didn't know I'd trapped him, didn't know I was coming. Julian's text blinked again. Someone else was watching Ethan, and they weren't on his side. I sipped coffee, knowing Ethan's gala demo would crash in 10 minutes. The apartment was quiet. My laptop's glow faint. The USB drive on the table, its Sentinel engraving glinting, a silent promise. Steam curled from the mug. The city's hum soft beyond the window, rain streaking the glass. I'd coded the safeguard weeks ago, after Ethan's 2 a.m. login, a trap to flag his intrusions, to lock him out, to turn his theft against him. Now, it was live. My work biting back. The TV flickered, the gala's live stream muted, Titan Tech's rooftop sparkling, investors toasting, oblivious. Ethan stood tall, his smile wide, the demo screen behind him, Sentinel's interface pristine. Until it wasn't. I leaned forward, my pulse quick, my fingers brushing the USB. Its metal cool, heavy. The screen would flash soon, red alerts screaming. Unauthorized access. Ethan Cole. My code exposing him, my silence louder than his lies. I didn't smile, didn't gloat, didn't need to. I'd built this moment, line by line. My phone buzzed, Sophie Grant's name flashing, her voice cracking. Clara. Ethan needs you. The demo's failing. I paused, the mug warm in my hand, her panic sharp, a thread unraveling. Failing how? I asked, my tone flat, my mind racing. It's flagging threats, shutting down, he's furious, she stammered, her breath hitching. Please come. I glanced at the USB, my safeguard, my key, the only fix. I'm on my way, I said, my voice steady, my resolve steel. I stood, the chair scraping, the TV showing the gala crowd stirring, Ethan's smile slipping, the screen glitching. My son's drawing hung on the wall, its crayon heart steady. My reason, my fight. I'd missed his birthday for this code, his hugs for this trap, his trust for this win. No regrets, no doubts, no turning back. I slipped the USB into my pocket, its weight grounding me, a weapon Ethan couldn't see. Sophie's call lingered, her hesitation a hint. Did she know the alerts named him? The rain fell harder, the city's lights blurring, my reflection sharp in the window. Eyes calm, ready. Julian Reed's text from last night burned in my mind. Check the metadata, it's got your signature. Another crack, another ally, someone else watching Ethan's moves. I grabbed my jacket, the USB safe, my laptop closed, its glow gone. Ethan thought he'd erased me, thought his gala would crown him, thought I'd stay broken. He didn't know my code was alive, didn't know it saw him, didn't know I held the fix. I stepped into the hall, the door clicking shut, the rain's rhythm steady, my heartbeat steadier. The gala waited, Ethan's world crumbling, my power rising. I stepped into the gala's elevator, the USB in my hand. Ethan wasn't ready for what I'd say. Ethan slammed the glass table, but the screen behind him had already named him. The gala's private suite was dim, city lights glinting through floor-to-ceiling windows, the air thick, electric. Sentinel Shield's demo had crashed, its screen pulsing red. Unauthorized access. Ethan Cole, glaring in bold. I stood, the USB drive in my pocket, its Sentinel engraving a quiet weight. My pulse steady, my eyes locked on Ethan's. His tie hung loose, his face flushed, his voice a snarl. You sabotaged it, Clara. Admit it. I didn't flinch, didn't blink, didn't let his rage shake me. It saw you, Ethan, I said, calm, my voice cutting through the hum of the city below. Sophie Grant shifted, her heels clicking on the marble, her hands twisting, her eyes darting to the door. Julian Reed leaned there, his phone glinting, recording, his nod subtle, sharp. The investors outside murmured, their shadows flickering beyond the glass, sensing the storm. My safeguard code had triggered, my trap sprung, Ethan's theft exposed in crimson light. You're finished, Ethan spat, his fist clenching, the table trembling. You'll never work again. I tilted my head, my lips twitching, a smile I buried fast. I didn't break it, I said, slow, deliberate. I built it to see threats, all threats, even you. His eyes widened, his breath hitching, the screen's red pulse loud, relentless. Sophie's gasp was soft, her fingers clutching a gala program. Ethan's name smeared, her guilt a beacon. She'd known, hadn't said, hadn't stopped him. The chandelier swayed, its light catching Julian's phone. A silent witness. A future blade. I'd coded Sentinel to log every move, every intrusion, every lie. 2:03 a.m., 3:17 a.m. Ethan's fingerprints all over my work. Fix it, he growled, his voice cracking, his control slipping. Or I'll bury you. I stepped closer, the USB heavy, my voice steady. You buried yourself, Ethan. The moment you logged in. His jaw tightened, his eyes darting, searching for a way out, finding none. The city hummed below, rain tapping the windows, the gala's music faint, mocking. I didn't shout, didn't plead, didn't need to. My code spoke, my trap held, my moment burned. Sophie's heels clicked again, her retreat slow, her face pale, a hint, a fracture. Would she crack before he did? Julian's phone stayed steady, its lens cold, capturing Ethan's unraveling. A record for later, a weapon for me. The investors' murmurs grew, their shadows closer, the suite's walls tightening. Ethan's hand hovered over the table, his knuckles white, his smirk gone, his power fading. I stood tall, the USB my anchor, my son's drawing in my mind, its crayon heart my fire. He thought he'd won, thought he'd erased me, thought I'd fold. He didn't know my code was alive, didn't know it named him, didn't know I'd planned for this. Ethan's eyes darted to the glass table. Did he know the toast would break him? My champagne glass shattered on the table, and the screen screamed threat, Ethan Cole. The gala's central table gleamed, Titan Tech's rooftop alive, city lights pulsing, investors in tuxedos, their murmurs hushed. Ethan Cole raised his glass, his voice booming. To Sentinel Shield, our future. His smirk wide, oblivious, a king claiming my throne. I, Clara Vance, stood opposite, my dress catching the breeze, my hand steady, the USB drive in my pocket, its Sentinel engraving my anchor, my fire. I raised my glass, my eyes locking with Ethan's, his gaze smug, mine steel. The chandelier's light danced, the demo screen behind him glowed, my code waiting, my trap set. I let the glass slip, deliberate, slow, its shards sparkling, crashing, the sound sharp, final. The screen flashed red. Threat. Ethan Cole, unauthorized access. My safeguard code alive, my truth blazing. Gasps rippled. Julian Reed's phone glinted, recording, his nod subtle, sharp. Sophie Grant froze, her hands trembling. A gala program slipping. Ethan's name smeared. You did this, Ethan hissed, his glass lowering, his voice choked, his face pale. I stepped forward, my heels clicking, my voice cutting. I taught it to see the truth. The silence roared, the breeze carrying his stuttered breath, the screen's red pulse relentless, accusing. Investors whispered, their eyes darting, Julian's lens steady, capturing Ethan's fall, my rise. My son's drawing flashed in my mind, its crayon heart my reason, my fight, my win. I didn't shout, didn't waver, didn't need to. Ethan's hand shook, his glass clinking, his control gone, his lie shattered. Fix it, he snapped, low, desperate, the table's shards glinting, a mirror of his ruin. I tilted my head, my smile cold. You broke it, Ethan, when you stole what's mine. Sophie's eyes widened, her step back quick, her guilt a beacon, a hint. Would she speak, betray him? The gala's music faded, the city's hum loud, rain looming, the air heavy, electric. Julian's phone stayed on, a silent promise. Evidence for later, power for me. The investors stirred, their murmurs growing, their trust in Ethan cracking, my name rising. I stood tall, the USB my shield, my code my sword, my moment eternal. 18 months, my son's missed birthdays, my sleepless nights. They weren't his to claim, weren't his to erase. I'd built Sentinel to see threats, to strike first, to protect what's mine. Ethan thought he'd won, thought his toast would crown him, thought I'd stay silent. He didn't know my code was watching, didn't know it named him, didn't know I'd planned this. The screen pulsed, the shards gleamed, the breeze stung. Ethan stared at the table, his eyes hollow, his empire crumbling, my truth towering. I didn't move, didn't blink, didn't let the triumph show. The USB burned in my pocket, its weight my future, my fight, my fate. Ethan stared at the shards, but the USB in my pocket held his fate. I slid the USB across the glass table, its sentinel engraving sharper than my words. The gala's private suite was stark, city skyline steady beyond the windows, the air taut, heavy. Ethan Cole slumped in his chair, his tie loose, his jaw clenching, the demo screen dark, its red alert. Threat. Ethan Cole, still echoing. Fix it, he begged, his voice raw, desperate. The investors are waiting, Clara. $75 million is on the line. I stood, my heels firm, the USB's metal glinting, my power absolute, my son's crayon heart my anchor. Authorize me, I said, my voice cold, cutting, or it stays broken. His eyes narrowed, his fists tight, the table reflecting his sweat, his ruin. I leaned forward, my gaze unyielding. Co-founder status, 50% ownership, a board seat, 10 million now. Sophie Grant hovered, her hands trembling, a contract in her grip, its ink fresh, waiting. Ethan's breath hitched, his smirk gone, his empire crumbling. You're extorting me, he hissed, low, weak. I tilted my head, my smile sharp. No, Ethan. I'm reclaiming what's mine. The chandelier's light flickered, the USB's engraving stark, a blade in the silence. I didn't flinch, didn't waver, didn't doubt. 18 months. My son's missed birthdays, my sleepless nights. They weren't his to steal, weren't his to claim. I'd built Sentinel to see threats, to strike first, to win. Sophie stepped forward, her eyes darting, her voice soft. The contract's ready, Mr. Cole. A hint, a fracture. Her loyalty wavered, her guilt a shadow, ready to break. Ethan's hand shook, his pen scratching the contract, his signature jagged, defeated. You planned this, he muttered, his eyes hollow, his power gone. I nodded, slow, deliberate. I saw you at 2 a.m., Ethan. Your login. Your theft. My trap. Julian Reed's phone, still in his pocket, held the gala's truth. It's recording a silent threat. A future blade. The investors' murmurs seeped through the glass, their faith in Ethan fading, my name rising, my code eternal. Sophie handed me the contract, her fingers brushing mine, her gaze fleeting, apologetic. A clue. Would she speak? Expose more? I signed, my name bold, my hands steady, the ink sealing my victory, my control. The skyline gleamed, the rain gone, the air clear, electric. Ethan thought he'd erased me, thought his gala would crown him, thought I'd fold. He didn't know my code was alive, didn't know it named him, didn't know I'd own him. I pocketed the USB, its weight my triumph, my shield, my son's drawing my fire. The suite's walls closed in, the gala's music faint, the investors waiting. I turned, my heels clicking, my resolve iron, my future mine. Sentinel's interface blinked on my phone, a quiet alert, a whispered warning. Ethan wasn't done. Not yet. I didn't pause, didn't fear, didn't let it shake me. I signed my name, but Sentinel whispered one last warning about Ethan. Ethan said my name, but Sentinel flagged his server, still scheming. The gala's rooftop shimmered, city lights steady, the central table gleaming, investors in tuxedos, their applause loud, hollow. I, Clara Vance, stood tall, reinstated as co-founder, my name bold on the demo screen, Sentinel Shield's interface dazzling, flawless mine. Ethan Cole stood beside me, his nod forced, his jaw tight, his voice choking. Clara's vision. From day one. I smiled, my eyes cold, my words sharp. I didn't build it to break. I built it to last. The chandelier's glow caught the USB in my pocket. Its Sentinel, engraving a quiet pulse. My anchor. My triumph. The screen ran simulations, neutralizing threats with elegant precision. My code alive. My legacy sealed. Investors clapped, Julian Reed among them, his phone tucked away, his text fresh on my screen. We're keeping your logs. A spark, a shield, his recording, my evidence, Ethan's ruin preserved. Sophie Grant lingered at the edge, her hands still, her eyes down, her silence heavy. A hint, a fracture. Would she crack? Confess. Ethan's smile was plastic, his sweat visible, his defeat raw, public. The breeze carried the city's hum, rain gone, the air clear, sharp. My phone buzzed, a new alert. Threat. Ethan Cole, private server. Sentinel's whisper. My sting. He hadn't stopped, hadn't learned, hadn't escaped. I glanced at him, my expression calm, my heart steady. My son's crayon drawing in my mind, its heart my fire, my reason. 18 months. My sacrifices, my sleepless nights. They were mine, not his, never his. Clara, a word, an investor asked, Julian stepping closer, his nod subtle, knowing. I answered, my voice smooth. Sentinels built to protect, to endure, to outlast. Ethan flinched, his eyes darting, his mask slipping, the alert's weight crushing. The crowd cheered, my name echoing, their trust in me, not him. I didn't gloat, didn't need to, didn't let the victory blind me. Sentinel saw him, named him, caged him, just as I'd coded it to do. The skyline gleamed, the gala's music swelling, the screen's glow eternal. Sophie's gaze met mine, brief, fleeting, a question. Would she speak, betray him, free herself? I pocketed my phone. The USB's weight my vow, my code my sword. Ethan thought he'd outrun me, thought his lies would hold, thought I'd fade. He didn't know my code was vigilant, didn't know it tracked him, didn't know I'd won. The investors toasted, their glasses raised, my name on their lips. Ethan's fading. A ghost. I turned, my heels clicking, my resolve iron, my future bright. The gala spun on, its lights dazzling, my victory complete, my redemption whole. Sentinel's alert lingered, a quiet hum, a final truth. Ethan was cornered but not gone. I didn't pause, didn't fear, didn't let it shake me. I left the gala, but Sentinel was still watching. Always watching. I shut my laptop, Sentinel's final alert fading. Creator protected. The apartment was still, moonlight spilling through the window. My son's drawing on the wall, its crayon lines bold, a heart that held me. Sentinel Shield had stopped a $340 million cyber attack. Its algorithms, my algorithms, neutralizing a global threat, cementing its name, my name, in headlines. I leaned back, the chair creaking, the USB drive in my hand, its Sentinel engraving cool, final, a relic of my fight, my triumph. The drawer clicked open, the USB slipping inside, locked away, safe, done. Ethan Cole's face flashed in my mind, his forced nod at the gala, his server flagged, his schemes exposed. I'd reclaimed my work. Co-founder now, my code untouchable, my legacy secure. But it wasn't the title, the millions, the board seat that mattered. It was this, my son's drawing, his trust, my reason. I'd missed his birthdays, his laughter for Sentinel, but I'd built something bigger, something that guarded, something that lasted. Build what's yours and guard it, I whispered, my voice soft, steady, the city's hum faint outside. The laptop dimmed, its glow gone, a quiet alert blinking. Systems secure. Sentinel's whisper, my echo. Ethan was out there, scheming still, his private server active. Sentinel watching, always watching. I didn't fear him, didn't flinch, didn't let his shadow linger. Julian reads text, "We're keeping your logs." Sat on my phone, a silent vow, evidence ready, a blade for later. Sophie grants silence, her guilty glance, hinted at more. A confession waiting, a truth to come. The moonlight caught the drawing, its colors vivid. My son's heart, my real legacy. I'd coded Sentinel to see threats, to strike first, to protect. But it had learned me, my fight, my fire. 18 months, my sacrifices, my sleepless nights. They weren't just code, they were lessons, etched in crayon, locked in steel. I stood, the floor cool, the air sharp, rain's scent lingering. The gala was gone, its lights, its lies, but my name endured, my work alive, my story mine. I turned to the camera, my eyes clear, my challenge bold. What's your story? What's yours to guard? The world needed to hear, to know, to fight. Sentinel wasn't just tech. It was trust. It was truth. It was me. I didn't need applause. Didn't need fame. Didn't need Ethan's ruin to feel whole. My son's drawing hung steady, my USB locked tight, my code eternal. Sentinel guarded networks, guarded futures, guarded mine. The city hummed, the night deep, the alerts hum soft, persistent. Ethan's shadow loomed, his server blinking, Sentinel's eye unblinking. I didn't pause, didn't waver, didn't let it shake me. My legacy wasn't just code, wasn't just victory. It was vigilance, always. Sentinel guards the world now, but I guard what's mine. Will you? The story you've crafted is a powerful journey of betrayal, resilience, and triumph, and it leaves us with a profound truth about guarding what matters most. When trust crumbles and someone tries to erase your worth, it's not just about fighting back. It's about knowing your value before the battle begins. Clara's victory wasn't in outsmarting Ethan. It was in never doubting her right to her own creation, her own voice. That's the lesson here. Self-respect isn't loud. It's quiet, steady, like a heartbeat you learn to hear again. In life, people will test your boundaries, sometimes with a smile, sometimes with a contract. Independence means drawing a line, not with anger, but with clarity, and holding it, no matter how the world pushes. Clara's growth wasn't in the gala's applause, but in the moment she chose herself, her son, her truth. We all have a drawing on the wall, something pure that reminds us who we are. Guard it fiercely, not by building walls, but by knowing your worth so deeply no one can shake it. This isn't about revenge. It's about awakening. You don't need to win every fight to be whole. You need to know your worth fighting for. So pause, listen to your own heartbeat, and ask, what's yours to protect? Because your legacy isn't what you build. It's the courage to claim it, etched in the quiet glow of a crayon heart. The courage to guard what's yours is a quiet fire, and if Clara's story stirred something in you, I'm so grateful you're here. Thank you for watching, for sitting with this journey, for letting it resonate. If her fight felt like yours, know you're not alone. Your strength, your heart, it's seen. It's real. If you faced a moment where you had to stand up, draw a line, or reclaim your worth, I'd love to hear your story in the comments. Your voice matters, and sharing it might light the way for someone else. And if stories like this, about the quiet strength we all carry, speak to you, maybe give it a like, share it with a friend, or hit subscribe. Only if it feels right. Only if you want more. We're all building something, guarding something, loving something. Keep holding that close. Until the next story, here's to the fire in you, burning steady, always.